Having a successful landscaping business is great, but if potential clients can't find you online, you're leaving money on the table. A professional website is essential for growing your business, showcasing your expertise, and making it easy for homeowners and businesses to book your services. Without a website, you risk losing clients while competitors scoop them up. So today, I'm going to walk you through how to create a landscaping business website that establishes credibility, attracts new clients, and keeps your project schedule full. Plus, I'm also going to reveal the #1 mistake that most landscapers make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step is choosing the right website platform. Now, there are plenty of options out there, but for landscapers, my top pick is Wix. It's incredibly user-friendly, mobile optimized, and offers everything you need like service pages, project galleries, client testimonials, and easy contact forms. Now, I have over a decade of experience building websites, and Wix is by far the best option for getting a professional site up and running quickly. And the best part? Wix is absolutely free to try. So to begin, click on the link right up here or check out the link in the description to go ahead and get started. By using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me in this channel, and I truly appreciate that. So go ahead and click that now and I'll walk you through this whole process. Okay, so now that you've clicked on the button, let's go ahead and go in. So the first screen you're gonna see is here. So we're gonna put in our email address and just click on Start Now. And then it's gonna ask you that email twice. You're gonna confirm your email. And then there's gonna ask for a password. So go ahead and put that in. You can also, if you want, you can continue with Google or Facebook and not use an email. I don't really recommend that just because I like to be, completely separate, but totally up to you. So assuming you use the email, go ahead and click on sign up once you put your password in there. Okay, so who are you creating a website for? You want to click on the top here for myself, my business, or a friend. You could do the other one if that applies to you, but go ahead and click continue. Okay, so this step here. So what's the best way for you to get started? So follow a step-by-step guide, get a personalized AI generated site, or explore the platform myself. Highly recommend that you click on follow a step-by-step guide. It just makes it a lot easier to actually create the site. The other options, AI generated site kind of sounds good, but that can get a little messy. And exploring the platform yourself, it can be overwhelming. So I definitely recommend that we click on follow a step-by-step guide. We'll click on continue. Okay, so first thing here is it comes up and it says, hey, would you like to have a chat with AI to create your site? And you may think, no, I don't want to do that. That's a no. Don't skip this. It actually is very, very helpful. And the reason why it's so helpful is you can actually, it'll input a lot of writing for you. It'll create different pages for you. It really understands, the AI will really understand what you need out of your site. So you really don't want to skip this because just this simple chat, they'll do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And then you basically go on, you can customize a few things and it's a lot quicker to actually launch your site this way. So instead of setting up without chat, which I don't recommend, we're gonna click on Start Chat. Okay, so first, tell me what your site is all about. And we're gonna do a landscaping company. So I'll go ahead and put that in here. Okay, so I put in, I have a local landscaping company and need a website to grow my business and drive leads. So go ahead and click on next. Next question, what is the name of your landscaping company? So obviously put yours, I'll put mine in here. Okay, so I put the name as Rono. That was actually, I was gonna do Ronnie's Landscaping, but I fat fingered it and I pressed enter. So it's gonna go with that. What type of landscaping services do you offer? Okay, so here, this screen, it says, bring your ideas to life with AI, and you can start a chat and talk with AI to build your site, and then you can set up without chat. Now you may be thinking, well, I don't really want to have a chat with AI to build my site. I just want to build my site. Don't skip this. I do not recommend that you skip this. The reason is because when you have this chat with AI, they'll do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So if you say, I need this page, this page, this page, this is kind of the goal of the site, this is what we're trying to do, this is more about my company, it'll actually fill in a lot of the blanks for you and make it a lot easier and faster to make your site live. So I recommend that you click on Start Chat. And the first question is, first tell me what your site is all about. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put an answer here. And I have a local landscaping company and want to build a website to have an internet presence and drive leads for my business, which is probably why you're watching this. So we'll go ahead and click next. And next it says, great, your landscaping business definitely needs a strong online presence to attract new customers. So now what is the name of your landscaping company? Obviously put in the name of yours. I put in mine, Ronnie's Landscaping. My name is Ron, by the way. I don't have a landscaping company, but you get the idea, right? This is basically what you put in. So click on next. Next it asks, can you tell me what type of services that you offer? So I'll go ahead and answer this. So here I put a lot of different services just to kind of think it through. So basic lawn care like mowing, edging, and seasonal cleanups, plus tree and shrub maintenance, hardscaping like patios, walkways, and retaining walls. And then also I added irrigation like sprinkler installation and repair, and then also a specialty service for installing / maintaining artificial turf and landscape lighting. So whatever applies to you, right? You don't have to offer all these. Just say everything that you offer so that it really understands, AI really understands. But that's what I'm going to go with. So this would be a landscaping company that can do quite a bit of different things. Okay, so next it says, now, do you have any specific goals for your website, such as showcasing your portfolio, capturing leads, or providing educational resources? So I'm going to say yes to all these. And that's basically what we're going to do. You may say, no, you know what? I just want to do showcase a portfolio and capture leads. I'm going to say yes to all because I know that by saying I'll be providing educational resources, it's most likely going to create a blog for me. So I'm just going to say yes to all of these. And we'll go ahead and go next. Okay, so now it's telling me, it already knows quite a bit, which is good. So can you tell me the history of Ronnie's Landscaping? When did you start the business? So I'll put this in here. And I started the business 7 years ago, and we've grown from one customer to now having over 50 on our books. So just kind of a general idea. Okay, and then it says you are all set. Now it's good to note on the right side here, so you can kind of see site type, landscaping service, site apps, bookings, portfolio forms, location. Ronnie's Landscaping, which it will figure out the location thing. And then, all that set up for the most part. So goals and what the target audience is. It's good to just look over that because that basically means that's what Wix understands. That's what the AI understands. So go ahead and click on go to dashboard here. And when you click this, it's going to take a second. It has to kind of build some things for you. So just let it do what it's doing. So now once you're here, it's going to bring you into this page, right? So this is what you call the CMS, the content management system. This is basically you as the administrator, right? This is the administrator's portal. So this is something that nobody visiting your site will see. It's only the person that can log in and actually do everything as an administrator would see. So it's kind of the back end of your site. So we'll get to this in a minute, but I know what you're most interested in is actually building a site. And I told you it'd be quick. So I'm going to, set that up right now. You can basically click on the bottom left right here, design site, or the top right. We'll just click design site up here. And then here, so how would you like to design your website? So would you like to customize a template or generate a design with AI? Personally, I highly, highly recommend customizing a template. Building a design with AI, it can be a little bit confusing and a little bit difficult to fully understand how it does that. And from my own experience, I haven't always had the best of luck with that. It can be done, but I would definitely recommend customizing a template. The thing you need to understand about most websites is a template doesn't mean we're gonna launch a template and every site's gonna look the exact same. It's not what that means. What a template does is it's kind of the skeleton of your site. Okay, so the functionality, where different things are, etc. That's really what a template provides. You can still change the font, the images, and I'll show you how to do all that. Right? You could still change everything about the site, but you start with a template as a baseline. And it really makes your job much easier. Now, just so you know, many sites that you visited, many sites on the internet, they are templates. They are just all templates, are templated, and then they add some functionality on top of it. So this is really, really common if you're not familiar with website stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and click on pick a template because that's really the best way to go in my opinion. Okay, and then we come to here, right? So you want to make sure this is landscaping service, which is good. So it kind of follows along with what you're looking for. Bike repair shop. I don't know why they picked that one up, but we're going to look here. So landscaping service, landscape company, plumbing, gardening, which is kind of right, kind of not. Okay, so we're instead of landscaping, we're just going to put we'll just put landscaping. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there might just be a couple. I'm trying to see if there's any others that would probably home remodeling company would maybe make sense. Okay. So again, here's the thing to understand. So we're setting these up, right? None of these have to stay exactly how they are. So that's important to understand. So you may see something like this. You see a home improvement company. You say, well, I'm not a home improvement company. I'm a landscaper. It's okay. What you're really looking at here, again, is the skeleton of the site. You can adjust the way it looks. But usually, it's easier just to get a visual this way. So we're going to click on view here. We'll go to here. We'll click view. And I always do 3. I always pick between 3 different templates. So we'll do that one, and then we'll do a home remodeling. Well, you know what? I'm going to go to the second page. Let's see if there's any other landscaping ones here. Yeah, I just don't see any others, which is okay. It's fine. So we'll go back to here. So we will do landscape photographer. Sounds weird. Let's do a forestry company. I know it's not the same thing, but again, we're working on the skeleton. Okay, so use this template as a starting point. Don't do this. Just click out of all these. So what we are doing now is we are looking at these, like I said, as a skeleton kind of. Okay, so we've got the call button here. So this is the way that you're going to look at this. You can say, well, here's a navigation. Okay, a nice image of someone mowing a lawn. That's good. Book now, which I like because they can click it to actually book with you, which is neat. Call now. So the phone number is right there. I like that. And then it looks like this is where they talk about all the different services that are offered, right? So I like that. About, so a little bit about the company, which is good to have on the homepage. Get a free quote, which is always the biggest thing as a landscaping company. You really want to push to get quotes. That's the whole point probably of your website anyway. Testimonials, which is always a good thing. And then our latest work to actually show your projects. Looks like this has, this is probably a Instagram integration, which is good. I'd recommend having some social media with it. And then here, fully bonded, reliable and trustworthy and professional experience. That's good. And then contact us. So if you have to, offer contact, that's good. So basically there's 3-4 different calls to action to book information or submit a form here. I like that. I like this design overall. They get the phone number. I like this. Let's go to the next one. Professional landscaping services. So call today. It doesn't list the phone number. I don't love that. Here you have contact us where they'd have to fill out a form. I don't love that. Get a free quote. Okay, I do like this section. This looks nice. Okay, our services. To me, I don't love this because it's like, this is just big text, right? And then you can click on view all services. You can actually click into these, by the way, and see everything. But yeah, this would just do right into booking of the thing. I don't love that. Again, this looks like a social media feed here. Oh no, this isn't a social media feed. My mistake. These are just images. Why choose us? So a little bit of why. On time, every time. Okay, so this is just some positive things to it. Testimonial, another image. Okay, yeah, I don't love this one. I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one call to action, the call today. It's not nearly as good as that first one. I'm just going to close that one out. I don't even want to consider it. Now let's look at the skeleton of this one because it's the forestry one, but we can look at it here. Okay, so a video, you can make a video and put it on your site too. So don't be like, oh my God, that's so cool. Call us, a phone number up there, free quote, which is good. Get a free quote here. I like that. That's 3 of them. Okay, so forestry, again, this is forestry services, but it'd be a way of, you could put your own information in here. So that's good. Testimonials. I like that there's an image behind here. I like this right here. Work gallery. So you have extra images. And then a contact us. So it's a little bit short. Okay. So looking at the 3, you have to decide which one you like, right? I got to go with the first one. I just have to. Because to me, this is really the closest to what we're looking to do. And what we really want to do here is have a lot of it already done, and then we'll add things and adjust as we need. So for this, we're going to click on edit this site. And just so you know, when you click edit this site, this is essentially building the template for your site. Okay, so it's going to kind of build a site for you. Technically, just by clicking that button, you do have a website. I'll show you in a second, technically. You can always change themes if you really are second guessing it. But usually I just say, choose 3 and then just go with one. You don't need to spend all day doing it. It's a lot easier to just do that and say, you know what, this is good enough. I'm okay with this. Because most websites, especially for local businesses, landscaping companies, you just need something that's pretty good. And this is a good way to get it. And just know that after you click what you see on the screen, it takes a minute. It's going to create text. It's going to create all the pages. It's going to do a lot of different things to make it easier for you to actually launch the site, which is really, really nice with Wix. That's one of the reasons I really like it. Okay, so the site is completely made now. You can actually see the site. We can click in and we can adjust anything that we need to adjust here. And we will be able to zoom into it a little bit more. You can also, you can just do this, zoom to 100%. That's a way to actually look at the site the way that you want. And then also, I just want to point it out. So at any point, you can click on preview, right? And what you're seeing, this is what people are going to see when they visit your site. This is exactly what people will see when they go to your site, okay? So if you're like, oh, well, what does getting started do? Well, click on it. And you will see this is exactly what it does. It brings you into a service page where they can choose a service, etc. Call now, all this stuff, right? Shows you exactly that. The other thing to know is, like I said, you have a site now. So all you gotta do is click on publish here. And once this does what it does, you will actually have a site that you can give the URL to anybody, and they will then be able to visit your site. So you can see it here. Congratulations, your site is published and live online. You can click on view site. And if anybody has this URL right here, whatever yours is, mine's different than yours, whatever yours is, they will be able to see your site. So if you copy that, paste it to someone, they'll be able to see it, right? Now, if you're wondering, well, that's kind of an ugly URL. It's not like a .com or whatever. It's fine. The reason for that is there's no pressure on it. But right now, to get rid of the Wix ads, the things on top, you will have to upgrade to their lowest plan. But again, you can design all this for free. It's not a big deal. But yeah, to do that, you would have to actually upgrade. But their plans, especially for local business, are very, very affordable. They really are. I know a lot about websites, and it can get expensive quick. So you have a website technically ready to go. Okay. So that's the biggest thing to understand. Okay, so next we're gonna jump into the homepage and actually design the homepage, and I'll show you how to do that. But before we do, I just wanna show you one thing. So we're gonna click on Wix right up here, right? Or you can just click on go to dashboard there, it doesn't matter. Okay, so after we click that, we're brought into this page, right? Which is, if you remember from earlier, it is the CMS, Content Management System. So again, this is the administrator portion, and I just wanna talk through some of the points about what it does, what it gives you, and then we'll get into actually designing the homepage, and you can see the total design, right? So setup, which we're kind of on that now, home, and then also getting paid. So if you're wondering with Wix, yes, you can actually accept payments online, which is very, very nice. Instead of having to call and do all these different things, it's, is a huge headache. You can actually accept payments right online. It's very easy to do once you get it set up. Booking calendar, you can technically, if you are interested in this, you can set up a calendar so that people can go to your site once they have an account, they can log in and they can actually go and choose where they want, on your availability calendar, when they would want the service that you're offering, right? You can even offer that to people that aren't logged in if they're just looking for, a appointment, an initial appointment to kind of talk to you, which is kind of nice because if you set it up the right way and you have it going, you don't have to field all these text messages and phone calls. I mean, you would still want to call them before you go to the appointment, especially if it's like a free estimate to make sure that they're not going to waste your time, right? But it's a nice way of just reducing the amount of work that you got to do when you're talking to these people. Next is sales. So this is orders, information like that, gift cards if you offer that. Catalog. So this is going to tell you all the different booking services, the things that you offer. So basically the services that you offer, that's where you can kind of control that. Portfolio. So if you want to show different projects, you'll do that as well. Apps, this is an interesting thing. So if there's anything on your site or anything that you're looking for that you want that isn't already on your site, you can actually use an app or install an app to make that happen. The example I always give is like live chat. If you want live chat, you can throw it on. I believe this site already has live chat, but if you want live chat, you can throw it on there or remove it, whatever. And then also site and mobile app. So this is kind of back-end stuff, website and SEO, mobile app, logo and brand. This is a big deal. If you don't have a logo, it can help you build that. Inbox, this is when somebody submits a form, Inbox will have it. Customers and leads. So this is really nice. You can actually, once people submit forms, they'll be in here as a contact. So you can essentially use this to kind of manage your relationships with these people and see how often you're talking to them and make sure that's all in one place. To keep it all in one place so it doesn't get disorganized, you're losing phone numbers, all these different things. It's all right here, which makes it easier. Marketing, we won't dive too much into this, but some of the marketing stuff that's available. Analytics, this is cool because you can actually go in here once your site is up, and you'll see where people are actually clicking around on the site. You can see what pages, etc. Automations, a little bit more advanced. Same with settings and CMS. We won't dive into there, but this is more advanced stuff. And then also developer tools. So if you do need to hire a developer for something, which if you want to follow this tutorial, you won't have to. You can set this up yourself. But it does give you the availability to do that. So that's the initial setup. So now let's go ahead and look at that homepage and actually kind of design it. But remember, you do technically have a site. We just need to tweak it a little bit at this point. Your homepage is the first thing that visitors see, so it needs to make a great impression. Keep it professional, inviting, and visually appealing. Introduce your landscaping business, highlight your expertise, and make it clear how you help clients create beautiful outdoor spaces. Include a strong call to action that encourages visitors to request a quote or schedule a consultation. Okay, so focusing on the homepage here, right? So let's actually go into the design of these things. I'm gonna show you just how easy it is. Wix it's all point and click. This is the biggest thing. This is why you don't need a developer and it saves you so much time and money. You just point and click. You can just change things by pointing and clicking. It's really, really nice. So first thing that we're gonna do here, so this is the header up here, the top part. This is the middle part, which is basically the body of the page. This is the home page. And then down here is the footer, okay? The thing to understand with websites is the header and the footer, those two things, will pretty much stay the same. For most pages of the site, they're gonna stay the exact same, okay? The thing that you change is the stuff in the middle, right? That's how a website is really structured. So scrolling up here, the first thing you wanna do is look at this header, okay? So first thing, let's just click off so we can actually see it. Okay, Fox Lawn Care, obviously you could change the name, and then the logo here, you may want to change that. You can do all that, like I said, in the back end of Wix, they allow you to do that. So you can do all that, focus your time. I'm not going to do it now. But also we can do, call us now. We're going to change the phone number, right? So this is really easy to do it. You just click edit text, right? You can just make it call now and then just put whatever phone number you need to in there, right? So now you've got this call now. It's exactly where you want. I wouldn't recommend that you change that. You could say, well, you know what? I want it, Ron, I want it to be a little bit bigger. Okay, fine. So we can go here. We could say, let's do a font size. That's too big. Let's do that. That's too big. Hold on. Let's do that. Okay. Now the call now is a little bit bigger than it was. So there you go. Next thing you want to do is you want to focus on the menu. Okay. This is the biggest thing. So this is the navigation of your site. So when somebody comes to your site, this is what they're going to see. Now you don't want to have too many things in here, and you really want to look over it to make sure that you have the right stuff that you actually need. Okay. And you also kind of want to look at the order of things. So here, let's go in here. Let's click on it. And we've got home, which is good. Services, which is good. The about, which is good too. You definitely want to have that. Testimonials, which is definitely good. You want to have all the testimonials from satisfied clients. Gallery, contact, and portfolio. It's a little bit weird to me that we have gallery and portfolio. They're kind of the same thing, right? It's a gallery you work and a portfolio you work, kind of the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into here. I'm going to click on manage menu, and I'm going to say, you know what? We don't really need the gallery. Actually, you know what? No, we don't really need the portfolio is what I'm going to say. So we're going to hide this from the menu, and then gallery, we're just going to change this to portfolio, right? Oh, you know what? I see what they did. Okay, so the way that they're doing this, showing menu. So the way that they're doing this is gallery is actually their social media, I believe. Let me see here. Oh, okay, no, you know what? I'm sorry, this isn't social media. I thought this was an Instagram thing. This is a gallery of the work that they've done. And I mean, like I said, that's pretty much the same as a portfolio. I don't really love that. I just don't think that it's really needed to be linked to because all it's going to do is just show that there. So I don't really think that we need the gallery section. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me that we do, right? So we're going to click on manage menu, gallery. We will hide that from menu. Okay, there we go. So now we've got the menu here. This is good. So home, services, about, testimonials, contact, portfolio. Typically, you want to have the contact all the way to the right. Okay. So again, we'll click on manage menu and we will say, let's just click here and move this over. There we go. Okay, there we go. So home, services, about, testimonials, portfolio, and contact. That's good. Those are the pages that we actually want, right? So we're all set there. And then we can go down to here and, it says transforming your outdoor space. You may instead say, well, we don't want to transform your outdoor space. You may want to say the best landscapers in Chicago, or voted. We could do something like that, right? Voted the best landscapers in Chicago. I'm originally from Chicago, so we'll just go with that. That could be an idea there, right? Voted the best landscapers in Chicago. We've got that. You just saw it was really easy to change the text. If you say, well, you know what? Again, this is a little bit too small. Okay, well, let's make it 44. And if you say, well, I don't really like the color as black, I want to make it green. Well, there you go. Now you've done it, right? So now the text or the font color is green, and we made it a little bit, the text a little bit smaller. If you say, well, I don't really like where it's positioned, all you got to do, you could put it over here, which doesn't make any sense, but you can actually move this wherever you want to put it, right? You can also say, well, this whole container box, I don't really like this here. I actually want to center the whole thing. I just want to center the whole thing. Okay, so we can actually do that. And if we want to set it up that way, we're able to do that. And that would be how we could do it, right? It's a nice way of doing it. Now, you may have saw the little thing pop up there saying, hey, some of your people may not be able to see it. That's because of the devices that they're on, etc. So generally speaking, they're pretty smart with their setup on Wix. It's not bad to keep it where it was. I'm just showing you as an example. Now, this image back here, you may say, well, you know what? I like it, but I don't love that there's just this one random dude with a lawnmower here doing it. So let's change the background. Okay. So now we're going to go into image. And again, here I'm just going to show you some functionality. I'm not necessarily going to pick the best images, but I'm going to show you some things that you need to know while you're designing, right? So here we go into images. Now we have 4 different choices. So we can get media from Wix, Shutterstock, Unsplash, or we can actually create this with an AI, right? Which is pretty neat. So I'm going to say man mowing lawn. So let's see what comes up here, right? Man mowing lawn. This one's not bad. I think this actually would be a pretty good background, to be honest. So I'm going to change it to that, right? And boom, now it has changed. Ooh, the problem is it's really not. Let's see if we can move this over a little bit. Oh no, it's moving the whole thing. Let's see. Yeah, that's not really good. The reason why it's not good is, again, it's covered, right? So we're going to click on change background. Let's go to image again. So that doesn't really work. So we really want something that where it's left aligned, right? There's something on the left side. Not really seeing it here. Okay, so we're not able to do that. We can go into these others, but I'll just show you the AI image creator, right? So let's click on AI image creator. Now I would recommend that you do a photo. So an image of a backyard with green, freshly cut grass with a man on the left side walking with his lawn mower, right? So we didn't really, let's just assume that we couldn't find a good image. This is what you could do with AI, right? You go into here, we'll go ahead and click on create image. The cool thing about this is that you won't owe Amy any rights for this image, right? So what I mean by that is sometimes when you do this, these can actually cost quite a bit of money to get these licenses for these images. This allows you to not do that, okay? Which is a pretty big deal. And then here you can see this one isn't necessarily perfect. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. It's actually decent. I will say too with AI, sometimes it takes some time, right? You click a few different times and it may be like, it doesn't really do it, doesn't really do it. So we got to click a few times. So I've noticed one thing, it's kind of doing vertical. So let's make it more of a horizontal. So let's say put this in a landscape mode when creating, and let's see if it'll actually do a horizontal for us. Okay, so I created a few different ones. Honestly, this isn't perfect either, but I just want to kind of show you how it would work if it was perfect. So we'll click on use image here, right? We're going to go ahead and, well, we can actually adjust it to crop it. Probably a better version would be that, right? Because we want that crop version, not necessarily the vertical one. So let's go with that. We'll go ahead and click on save there. Again, this isn't the perfect one, but you can kind of get the idea here, okay? So we'll say that's it. Let's choose that as the background. And voila. Now, again, not perfect, but you get the idea. And AI, it may take some time to develop exactly what you need, but it's pretty cool that they give you that option because honestly, that's not, most website builders don't have that stuff. That's pretty cool to see that. Okay, so this is actually the different services that we offer next, right? This is on the homepage. And it has right here, explore our services. But you may say, well, I want to add a few things here, right? If you click on manage services right here, what it's going to do here is it's going to bring you back to the CMS. Okay, so again, in the back end, so you see here the catalog booking services. So this is the tree and shrub care, lawn care, landscape lighting. You can obviously click to add a new service, right? So for instance, I mentioned artificial turf. If I wanted to add that, I would add it and then it would actually show on the homepage. So that's how you actually manage that. When we click on edit here, you can see all the different things that you can adjust in the back end. So the name, tagline, description, how long it will be, buffer time if you need it, how much per session. You can do prices, you can set that up. Or, I know it's kind of tough as landscapers because it's like, well, it depends on my availability, it depends on the yard. There's a lot of things that you got to see beforehand. So you may want to adjust that depending on the situation. But it is cool if they give you an amount. If you just want to say, no, the flat fee is X amount of dollars, you can do that too. Also, where the location will be or where you'll be from location. You can also assign staff, which is kind of cool. So if you do any subcontracting, what you can do is you can actually say, yeah, we'll do it. And then you can assign this to different staff members. So then that way they're basically, they're aware of what they have in the calendar, et cetera, which is cool. And then right up here is some, more technical things on the right side here. And then obviously the image, if you want to adjust it there. But this is the way to actually set it up so that you could say, well, I'm just going to have the services listed right on the homepage, right? And people can click in and they can book those services. So again, people can click in, and if they do, it says, okay, well, this is what it is. This is what I told you about earlier too. This is the calendar. You can go ahead and book your time. We're all ready for tree and shrub care. We can set it up. Good idea. The difficulty is, again, I know that the pricing is going to fluctuate, right? So you'd have to basically adjust that. But the idea is pretty good. So next we're going to go ahead and click on explore our services. And this is actually going to bring you to the services page where it has all this information directly, right? Now, if you don't want this, it's okay. You can just add an image and, write out a paragraph and say, contact us for more information. You could do that. But it is nice that you have the option here, and you can, like I said, actually accept payments online as well. Okay, so something to think about here too is that when you go to here, so when you actually when they click on the navigation, they click on services, it actually will bring them into this section, right? So they can click on any of these and learn more information. Now, again, you can have it to where they can actually select and choose a time, or you can have it to where they just click and it goes to a page to where it explains everything and says, reach out, contact us, we'll give you more information so that you can actually do the free estimates. What you can also do is just click into here and instead of, putting a price to it, we could just say, hey, check out our availability, and book a date that and time that works for you. And you could just say, for a free consultation to understand how much the cost would be, right? You could do that too. Either way works. All right, so now let's go back into the editor. Okay, so next is into the About Ronnie's Landscaping section. So your About section that's on your homepage. So here, again, I already showed you how to adjust images. You can adjust images to whatever you need. If you don't really like it, you can do that. If you decide, you know what, and I don't really recommend this, but if you decide, hey, you know what, I want our services to be below About Us. I want people to see it and then understand About Us first. Again, I don't recommend that. But if you wanted to, you could go ahead and click right here to move the section down, and voila. Right? They'll get right into the home page, and then it gets right into About You, and then it gets into the services. We'll move it right back up because I just don't think that doing it that way is a good idea. So we'll leave it that way, but just showing you functionality again, right? So for here, About Ronnie's Landscaping, to me, in my opinion, this is way too small. So we'll make it a little bit bigger. We will center align it, and we're pretty much good there. Right? And then this, I'd say, hey, you know what? This text is a little bit small. Usually I like to go about 20. That's perfect, actually. That fits perfectly. The nice thing about this is, remember how I said earlier to stick with the chat with AI? It actually kind of wrote something that is coherent and makes sense, which is nice. So you can adjust that as needed. Again, I'm not going to waste your time and do it here. Call for your free consultation. So this is going to be where people can click to contact us and actually see it. And then we've got, let's see, the contact stories or the client stories right here. So this is interesting. So this is where you actually have, different testimonials on your homepage. But one thing I'll say, I don't really love this version. Let me do something here. I'm going to click on publish, right? Okay. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this just so we can look at the site and edit it at the same time. There we go. Okay. So this is what the site's going to look like. Okay. So contact us. What does this actually lead to? And they also get the phone number here, which I like again. Contact us will go into a booking online. So it can actually book to services. Now you can adjust contact us to be a contact form or whatever else you want, right? But that just shows you exactly where it goes. So what we're going to do here, we're going to close this. And the biggest thing I'm going to focus on here is the testimonials, right? So on the live site, we go to this and it's like, this is kind of boring. I don't think there's too much to this. Well, let's adjust it. Okay, so adjusting it, actually pretty easy to do. So you look at this and you say, well, it's not the greatest testimonials, blah, blah. Okay, just delete it, right? We're going to go ahead and go into here, delete that. We've got this whole section now, and we will just actually click on this and delete the whole thing. Right? So this section now is a testimonial section. See how it says section testimonials? What we want to do, we're going to go to here, add a section. We're going to go to testimonials, and we will actually put a new testimonial area right in here, just because I think it looks a lot better, right? Where was it? It was right here, right? So we'll go ahead and drop it in. Okay. So now this is the new version, right? And we've still got this old one. We'll click right here and click on delete so we get rid of that. Okay, looks a lot nicer, right? There's an image if you get the okay from your clients to do that. And this, again, you can click, move things around if you want. Let's say, no, you know what? I want this guy behind here. For whatever reason, you want to adjust the look. No, I want that there, that there. Okay, we can do that. So now we're good there, right? Let's say you want to do that. If you want to go to the next slide, you can see the next slide. It actually moves them over. The third slide, and again, you can click, drag, whatever. But that's how we would actually edit the testimonials on the page. Here we've got our latest work. So this is, again, we're going to click on Manage Media. This is a Wix Pro Gallery. What this does is it makes it so that you can see all the different pieces of work that you've done, but you can add more images in here, and it'll expand it. Right? So this is a whole gallery, basically. You just click on Add Media, add more images. It would expand it for you so that people could see even more of your work. And then we've got here, Commit to Excellence, Trust. I think this is all good. And then the Contact Us. Now, the one thing that's a little bit weird here, you may be saying, well, Ron, the Contact Us is great, but there's no form, right? So I'm going to click on Publish just so we have the most recent version of the site. Okay, we'll close that out. And then we'll go to here. This is the live site. So we're going to refresh it. And if you're worried, I don't want to publish because people might see it. Don't worry, no one's going to see your site right now. No one will see it. So we'll go to here, scroll down, unless you share it with them. But scroll down right here. Clients say that looks good. That looks good. Okay, contact us. Yeah, there's no form anymore. it's okay. That's because they scrubbed it out. So it's really easy to add it back in. They don't want to give you, one by default. Click on edit form here. And here is the form. So all we're going to do, we're going to click on first name, last name, email, phone number if you want it, right? And then also we will add a long answer, okay? We're gonna go to long answer. We are gonna change it from a long answer to how can we help you, right? You wanna make it easy to show people how, that you're willing to help. Now, one thing about this, so we've got first name, last name, email, phone, and how can we help you? That's 5 fields. I would say for the most part, you may want to drop one of the email or phone. Let's just say phone. The reason is the more form fields that you have, the less likely people are to actually submit everything because they get irritated. They're like, look, I don't want to do all this, fill it out. You could leave the phone number in there, but I would definitely recommend not doing anything over 5. I usually recommend 4. So let's say that this is all set and you're like, yeah, this is good. We'll go ahead and click on save, close that out. And you're looking, you're like, well, there's no form still, right? Go ahead and click here, click on settings. And forms, my form, there you go. And your form is now there. So we've got the first name, last name, email, and how can we help you? Submit. Once they submit, it gets directed right over to the inside of your Wix and you have the information, right? So that's good. Right here, you'd update, if you have social media, you can update that, the text around your site, etc. You do all that. And again, you just click on publish when you're done and we will refresh the homepage. And while it may not be perfect right now, at least in this tutorial, right now we have a working homepage. So we are good to go. And we're going to say, yeah, homepage is all done. The services page is where you showcase what you offer. List your services in clear categories such as lawn care, landscape design, hardscaping, irrigation installation, and seasonal maintenance. For each service, explain why it's important and how your expertise ensures the best results. End each section with an invitation to book a consultation as well. Okay, so the next page is the services page. So again, this theme is a little bit different because when you go to the homepage and you click on services, it actually is going to give you the different services that we have available, right? We click on explore our services, we go into here and it has all these different services. Now, again, the thing here is that it's going to bring you into the CMS to actually manage those services, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and click into here. And again, as I mentioned, you would put in your information about each service and if you're available for this sort of thing. Okay, so once you click that, it's gonna bring you back to here. Now again, I mentioned, hey, well, maybe you don't wanna list your prices on the site, right? So what we would do is we go into here, tree and shrub care. What we want to do is we actually want to make these so they are estimates. Oops. Okay, so we'd write tree and shrub care estimate, right? And then what we would do, the rest of this is fine. You can adjust it if need be. Pay per session. So we're actually just going to make it free. And because it says estimate, it's going to make a lot more sense now, right? So we've got this all set up. So we'll go ahead and click on save. Okay. So this is basically telling you, hey, you need to upgrade in order to have, and I already told you this, the online bookings for things. So you can obviously just make it to where services, they click in and then they have a contact form or a phone number. You can do that. But in this case, we're going to pretend like we did get the tier to where we can actually purchase or to where we can actually set up the calendar. And this is really what you want, right? Okay, so now this is what you really want, right? There's no price listed, tree and shrub care estimate. They can click on book now, they can contact you, etc. And you can kind of figure all that out from there. So that is how you would manage the actual services from the homepage. Now you might be wondering, well, Ron, should we have, on the homepage? The thing is, it's really just when we click on home here, or actually rather click on services. All it really does is snap to the services on the homepage. Is that okay? Yeah, that is okay because you don't really need to build another page that they can go check everything out. Just to have it this way is fine because it'll basically bring them right into contacting you as quick as possible, which is what you really want. So that's how you'd set up I don't want to say services page, the services section. And next is your project gallery. So a picture is worth 1,000 words, especially in landscaping. So create a section that showcases high quality images of your past projects organized by category. So whether it's garden makeovers, patio installations, or commercial landscaping, showing off your work will help potential clients envision what you can do for them. Next is the project gallery page. So this one, I changed it. It's kind of the same idea, right? It's portfolio. That's basically what we're calling it here. So we click on portfolio. It is a brand new page. So this is the page where it shows you everything you need to see about a different portfolio of different things that you've done. So we're going to click into here. We're going to actually go into the back end and we're going to edit it. Okay, so again, we'll go up to here in home and we will go over to portfolio. And now we're on the portfolio page. So when we go into here, again, just like a lot of things, it is actually a like a project that's managed in the back end, the administrative portal. So we'll click on manage projects. And just so you understand, so when you go into these right now, this is kind of how it's going to function, right? We'll change all the images, obviously, right? But what you do is you go in, you click on it, and it brings you to the page where you have a description about it, etc. Images, all the images, all the layout. Looks really, really nice, by the way. Really, really nice look to it. That's what you're really dealing with. Now, this is going to say, let's set up your portfolio with AI. If you have images, this is a great way to do it. I don't. So we're just going to say skip. And well, actually we can't do it right now because we haven't really updated any of the images. But the point is we'll click out of that. This is the what you're going to see in the CMS, right? So this is the project. So we'll go to that first one that I just showed you. So we'll click on edit to kind of show you the back end. So you see here, you can put all the basic info to it, the title, description, so everyone understands. Then you upload all the images to it so that your customers can see this was a project that we did, and they can see all the images associated with it, right? Really good way to really organize everything and just make it so that your projects are really, really well shown on the site, right? But again, this is what it's basically going to go like. You can have all these images. You can kind of envision this is about all the different projects you have, all the different images that you have of different work that you've done, and they can click on any of these. You can change the titles, and it'll basically show what you're capable of as a landscaper. And next is the all-important testimonials page. So nothing builds trust faster than satisfied clients. So include a section with glowing reviews and testimonials from homeowners and businesses who have used your services. If you have before and after photos, feature them alongside the testimonials to highlight your transformations. So next we have the testimonials, and when you click on that link, it actually just brings you down to the testimonial section right here. So I already went over this. I don't think that there's a need for me to redo it. And if you're wondering, do I need a unique testimonial page? Not necessarily. I mean, it's good to have testimonials throughout your site anyway, just because it builds trust for somebody that's thinking about hiring you. It's really a good idea to have them. But basically having it right here is a good way to do it because it's not only just on the homepage, but also if they click on testimonials up here, it'll snap them down to testimonials so they can see all that. And it's nice because it brings them to the homepage, call now, the form leads, etc., to where it's like, hey, submit information to get contacted by us. So I think it's a good place for it. Don't build out a whole new page, but this theme in particular, we just keep it here and adjust that as needed. The About Us page is your chance to connect with potential clients. Share your story, why you started your landscaping business, your experience in the industry, and what sets you apart. If you have any certifications, licenses, or awards, mention them here as well to establish credibility. So onto the About page. Actually, I kind of went over it a little bit, right? I don't want to redo things. We adjusted some looks to it. Again, does it need a full page? No, probably not. It's on the home page. I like how you click this. It just snaps right to it. Just make sure that this makes sense. If you have to, you could technically create a whole new page, right? So I'm just going to show you how to do this. Doesn't mean that you actually have to, but if you wanted to, it is something that you could do. So you can click on Manage Menu, right? And again, showing you functionality. Add page, and we would just do, well, about is perfect. You could say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to add this page. It's about us. This is what I really want. Wix will take a second to actually build out the page for you. And right here, we'll make this one about us, right? And it's already in your navigation. So if you wanted a whole new page, a whole new about page, instead of just having that thing on the home page, you could have the thing on the home page, clean up the navigation. I already showed you how to remove a link there. Get rid of the one about, just keep the About Us page, and then adjust this page to be whatever you think makes sense graphically. This would be obviously if you have a bunch of staff members, you can adjust whatever template you want to use. Also, our clients, you probably don't need that section. And then the Contact Us. But this is something, if you wanted to create a whole new page to really explain your story, you could do that. Or if there's enough room right here, you could do it here too. It's really your own preference on how you want to design it. Personally, I like this. I think it's simple, short, and sweet. People are really going to judge you once they meet you anyway, so I'd probably keep it like this. But if you want a whole new page, you could. And next is the contact page. So make it easy for potential clients to get in touch. Your contact page should feature a simple form where visitors can request a quote or schedule a consultation. Include your phone number, email address, and your social media links as well. And if you offer free estimates, highlight that to encourage immediate engagement. And the next page here is the contact page. So when we click on this, again, it snaps to the contact form on the bottom of the site in the footer, which is a good thing. That's actually exactly what you want to do. I mean, there's not much to this. Do you need to build out a whole new contact page? Definitely not. I think that this is a good way of doing it. I like that they have it in the footer. I like that it's right there. It's really quick. It's really easy. You may want to, we have contact us, call or message us for a free quote. You may want to just have call and put your phone number again right there, right? Change the text, that'd be about it. But overall, the contact page, it's very simple. It's sweet, it's quick. I would just leave it exactly as is. I think it's well designed. Now, this next page is optional, but it could really help you out. So a blog page can be a great addition to a landscaping website. You can use it to share lawn care tips, seasonal landscaping advice, and answers to common client questions. This positions you as an industry expert and helps your website rank higher in search results. And then the last page here is the blog. Now you may notice that they don't have it here. Again, this is optional. You can skip this part if you don't think that's relevant. But the reason why you would want a blog on your site is that when you update content and everything, it shows, search engines that you're active, that your site's active, and you can add this section to it. Okay, so to do this, it would be pretty easy to add a blog, right? So what we would do is click on Add Elements. We would go down to Blog, and we would click Add to Site. Now, what this is going to do, it's going to build the whole blog for you. This is what a coder would do, by the way. So it does all of it. It's genius. It's so much easier. It's going to actually build it up for you. Okay, so now we have the blog. So the way that this works is this. We have a blog page, and then we have posts within a blog, right? So what this means, let me publish, and I'll show you exactly what it means for the live site. So what this means is that when somebody goes to your site, you can see here that it's got, home, services, about, et cetera, et cetera. When they click on blog, it's going to bring them to a page that shows all of the posts. So the way it works is the blog page, it's just a page. And then all the posts that you write are shown in that page. So if you're thinking, well, how do I actually write a post? Good question. So we go into here. So all we have to do is go into the blog page here, and we would just click on Manage Posts. And again, the CMS comes into play. All of the posts are in the back end of the site, the administrative portal. You write everything there, you publish it, and then it pushes to the blog page. So you can see here, these are the 3 versions of the posts, the 3 different posts that are on there. I'll just click Edit real quick. So if you wanted to see, well, I want to run a blog post about the best way to manage your yard in Chicago, extreme winters, extreme summers, what do we do? You can talk about that there. You can add all the images, all the text, etc. And then once you click on publish, like I said, it would go right here into the actual blog page of the site. People can click in to read. And when they click in to read, this is what they'll see. They'll actually see the post, everything about it. So you're all set there. But again, this is optional, not always required. Just really depends if you have the time. So congrats, you have made it. If you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have your very own landscaping website. And while there will always be tweaks and improvements over time, you've built up a very solid foundation that you can proudly share with the world. And this website gives you the exposure that you need to succeed online. Oh, and remember that big mistake most landscapers make when building their website? Well, spoiler alert, it's not actually about the website at all. So the number one mistake that most landscapers make is not using email marketing effectively. So many assume that, once someone visits the site, they'll book a service immediately, but that's rarely the case, right? Most clients will take time to research their options, right? Email marketing, it helps you stay top of mind. So what you want to do is collect your emails through your contact form and then send automated follow-ups. So share landscaping tips, seasonal reminders, and special offers for new clients. A well-timed email can turn a casual visitor into a long-term client. Now, to make this easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates with Wix and really simplifies this automated follow-up stuff. So go ahead and check on the description for a link to try it for free, or just click right up here. Your landscaping website is more than just an online presence. It's a powerful tool for attracting new clients, building trust, and growing your business. Now, if you found this helpful, please hit the like button. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to help you create a site that keeps your schedule full and your landscaping business thriving.